discussions as well. So we wanted to just be obviously very aware of people's time, but to give each group a chance to a very brief overview of the big takeaways and next steps from your perspective. And so, Mike, are you the speaker for South Jersey? If so,
by default, yes.
Okay.
And in South Jersey, we basically, we are the vanguard of everything. We understand that, so we'll take this responsibility. But the idea here was that we're already fairly symbiotic as the CTE world and the community colleges. We've got the 3 C's: communication, collaboration, cooperation. Relationships are very solid throughout each county. Talked a little bit about some alternatives that we've had with different pathways, alternative schools being affiliated. The need to get more in the CTE world than the academy world as far as this jointure goes. People mentioned that they have integrated advisory boards between community college and VOTech as well. All of this comes down to money, and this is where we kind of went off in another direction. We had the expertise of Fred Keating on there, who has had significant exposure to the Maryland model for how to do this. And that's something that our takeaway is that our effort at this point is to use that Maryland model, massage it whichever way we have to, be able to actually put something on the table as a political bloc, being the community college world and the CTE world, and be able to actually move something forward and get it into the legislature for action, but at least conversation to start out with. We need to find out how the money is going to go if we're ever going to get to the next level.
Great, thanks, Mike. So let's go to Central Jersey, who is the presenter there?
Hi, it's me. It's Kim Schneider from Mercer. Hi.
Hi,
So I'm representing Mercer, Middlesex, Ocean, and Monmouth, and some of our next steps would be to explore some type of virtual university library that would then be able to expand academics to students and staff, professional development to facilitate online classes through the community college. We're also considering expanding the chamber leadership to expand and include tech superintendents, the possibility of putting workforce development boards on the community college campus with support, and expanding our 4-year partners, and expecting a reduced tuition rate, as Dr. Wong has done in Mercer County, which she successfully did with the culinary program. Dual enrollment, high school students shared at the junior, senior level, all the way down to the 9th grade level, sharing services, broadband, expanding IT services or other department services to benefit the county, and put money towards the future of maybe virtual learning. Did I miss anything, guys? All right, we're good.
No, you did great.
Okay, we got it all.
Thanks, Kim. Great job. And so moving northward, let's go to the Northwest New Jersey, and I think John Connolly is going to present a quick summary.
Sure. Thank you very much. We also had a productive conversation. It really began with 2 reports from Somerset and Morris County. Somerset County, they have spent the last several years really solidifying their current relationships and so forth. They've been using grant money and putting together a particular focus on mechatronics and advanced manufacturing, and they've been making some advances in hospitality and in culinary. Their approach so far has been really informal, and they're looking forward to more formal approaches. Morris County, there was an acknowledgement that the law brings a lot together, in particular with Perkins 5. Perkins 5 is really a new beast. We know that it is, and doing the community level needs assessment is a critical piece of that. That formalized a lot of things, and the new statute provides us another structure that will complement that in a good way. So Morris County is thinking about those. Aaron asked our group what we need to be thinking about sort of for the future. What is it that we need to do more largely to make a difference and to align state resources? Among the most significant was what we do with data. We really need to get serious about data in the state of New Jersey. We need to have it. We need to be able to use it. We need to defend what we do with it. That which is measured gets done, aligning things. If potentially we were to create a structure, for example, such as exists in New York State, where economic development entities and so forth use data in a particular way, it then can align what we do in the state of New Jersey. And so, basically, there's one narrative that's more data-driven and economic development oriented. We heard from some of the superintendents about collaborations, what we need to do together. They're looking forward to more collaborations in marketing and promotion together, messaging and so forth. And then finally, where is our funding going to come from? We can go to the trough and beg, or we can make our own destiny. And our group, but particularly Mike McDonough, talked about the future has really got to be focused on public-private partnerships. If we don't get serious about public-private partnerships, we're going to really have a problem in terms of funding. We have a mission to deliver, and there's not enough funding to deliver the mission. So we need to be looking in other places and other ways. And so those are the highlights of our conversation. And in Warren County, things are pristine and beautiful, and they've got good collaborations going on there. And that's what happens. You have smaller places with history and continuity. I think that's an important thing. Building continuity is key for us. So thank you.
Thank you, John. And so now, last but not least, Northeast. So who is the presenter from the Northeast?
So there was a superintendent and president directive that I would be the speaker. I explained that I might get in trouble for doing that, and they assured me that they would bail me out. So we started off talking about collaborations that could feed into or that were forming the Work and Learn consortiums. And certainly there were examples like in Bergen, where the Workforce Development Board was already part of the technical schools entity or structure. Of course, the One Stop on Passaic Community College campus. So there are beginnings, right? There are pieces of this, and it's just a matter of bringing all the players together, which is difficult. But there, we ended that conversation talking about how, maybe like in Union, where the vocational technical school superintendent and the college president kind of kept pushing at it and just pulled folk along to get there. We had a great policy recommendation for dual credit, and that was maybe if we could get 3 models of dual credit blessed and sanctioned by the state, it would just make it much easier, right? Because as an example, Dr. Rose in Passaic said he has 18 different models with that, all vary. And so if there were the 3 models, it would just make it easier to implement. It was very interesting because in Bergen, I think it was Bergen, they actually have dual credit programs out of state, right? With Syracuse University, which is both a great professional development opportunity for faculty, but a nice offering for students. Of course, the group identified lots of opportunities to share resources, facilities, labs, athletic facilities were some of the big ones, but there was an agreement that this is a major opportunity to save costs, and they're all working collectively with their county partners, with between the colleges and the vocational technical schools, on a plan or application for the Securing Our Children's Future bond. So those were kind of the highlights from our discussions.
Thank you, Catherine. Judy?
Yeah, just so many great ideas, a lot of great energy. If everybody didn't have colleges to run, schools to reopen, we could stay here all day and talk about these ideas. And I really do hope that this is the beginning of extended conversations. We're going to take 30 seconds for a last poll, and then we are going to come back and close out and identify some next steps where we go from here. So, Pollmeister? Nice. Great response. Couldn't ask for a better outcome than
And
that.
it added to 100.
And I assume that the 3% were folks that already have their eyes opened and are already doing incredible work. So, thank you, Judy, for partnering with us and your team on this convening. And thank you all for being here well across the entire state. I think at least all of our community colleges are represented today. And I don't know exactly the number on the vocational school districts, but it's probably pretty close to full attendance, which is a major accomplishment, but again, an indication, I think, of the excitement that is building and the incredible foundation to build on. So thank you all. So I want to talk about next steps very briefly, knowing that all of you have a lot of other things to do, and some folks are leaving for other Zoom engagements. We are laying out a couple of next steps that are laid out in the white paper, and I'd encourage all of you, if you haven't read the white paper, to look at it. Couple of key ideas. The first is to create a joint subcommittee of some community college presidents and some VOTEC superintendents that could meet and keep this conversation going in a smaller way. And so Judy and I will be reaching out, asking for volunteers of presidents and superintendents that want to work in a small group to keep this conversation going and keep this work and to guide the work of our two councils as we continue to support your efforts to build strong partnerships and as we continue to interact with state government leaders. We would like to continue some of the regional meetings and discussions. In the fall, I know we want to be very respectful of the fact that all of you have way too many meetings already. But one idea would be to keep those regional meetings together, keep them going as a forum for sharing and collaboration on a regional level. So that's one idea we'd like to follow up with you. Judy and I are going to be reaching out to key members of the Murphy administration and the legislature to brief them on this great discussion that we had today, the content of the white paper, and just to reiterate to them the important partnership that exists and needs to continue to be built. And so we'll be reaching out to the key departments, the Office of Secretary of Higher Education, Department of Education, the Governor's Office, the Labor Department, other key folks, and then key members of the legislature as well. We think it's critically important that the legislative leaders understand the important work that all of you are doing, and also the possibilities if the state continues to support the work that we are all doing. So we are very excited that all of you are here today, and more importantly, excited for the possibilities if we all pull together. I think we have tremendous impact and tremendous value and tremendous power if we can pull together and join arms and really do more than our fair share to move the state forward amid the crises and the opportunities that we face. So thank you again, and back to Judy for closing comments.
Thank you, Aaron, and really thank you, everybody. This has been great. This is not an easy forum in which to have substantive conversations, and I think all of you have really made great contributions to moving this conversation forward. I know that the county vocational schools are truly and deeply committed to this as a concept. It's been one, working more closely with community colleges has been one of our priority goals for a number of years. And, the idea, again, is to elevate best practices and find different find things that are common and work for everybody, not so much to dictate, but to make it more consistent and simpler. So we have a lot of work to do. We're committed to continuing all of this. And really, on behalf of all of my colleagues, I want to say to our county college colleagues, we look forward to working more closely with you going forward. And we have lots of good work that we can do together. So thank you, everybody. And, particular thanks, quick shout out, particularly to my team and to the team from the New Jersey Council of County Colleges. Did lots of work to make this all come out, work well, and keep the technology operating. So thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of the day and a good rest of the week, and we will stay in touch.
Thank you.